We had just went through another one of our breakups. My boy's like, let's go to strip club. So I went. Went right into the VIP. I just wanted to feel good.
So you had money to go to the VIP?
I had $20. The life for me, I can't even remember.
I mean, ever since the DNA test results from the ending of Zatima season 1 stated that Michael was Zach's son, people have been clamoring, hey, we need a retest. And, it's something shady about this. We need to get down to the facts. Like, is Michael Zach's son? Now, I stopped talking about that particular storyline in terms of whether the tests were faked or not. It made sense in the context of Fatima was the one that swabbed Michael and Zach. Fatima took the results to, what was it? Hey, I'm taking to work because we got connections to a lab and then they could do the testing and whatnot. But given the fact that at the time Hayden was just dead set on bringing Zach down, it would not surprise fans at all if Hayden had something to do by tampering with the test results. That's something that, again, fans would not have doubted. Like, it made sense to what Hayden has shown himself to be capable of in the show up until that point. However, me personally, I'm like, I don't mind Michael being his kid because it's just, a fact of life. Sometimes when you make mistakes in your past and then you decide to change in the future to be a better person, that doesn't automatically erase all the reckless stuff you did. So Michael is like a cautionary tale of like what happens when you carelessly sleep around, especially when it's unprotected sex. And Zach explaining the situation about how, and again, this timeline stuff makes no sense. Yeah, it was at a time when me and Karen had broken up again and I was really mad at her. So the guys took me out to the strip club. I got really drunk and, I had $20 in my pocket and went back to the VIP section with Heather for like 5 minutes. Wait, $20? Because Fatima was like confused, like VIP for 20 minutes. 5 minutes for $20. I'm thinking it could be one or two things. Like, number one, Heather was just that strapped for cash, that $20 got Zach the VIP experience. But to be honest, I think if we go off what she said when she first was introduced into the show, talking about how, fine Zach was in the club, I'm guessing Zach having $20 didn't matter. It's just the fact that Heather saw how fine he was and she wanted to be with him. So they had sex. That's pretty much what I'm thinking went down. And as a result, she got pregnant. However, I feel like, we should cross-examine this entire situation. Like Zach being so drunk, he doesn't know or remember what happened in terms of like finishing with Heather. Who's to say one of his other boys didn't have a VIP experience with her either? Not to mention if the situation was money being that tight that she accepted $20, she could have been with a bunch of other guys in that same night too. So if I remember correctly, wasn't it stated that she just put Zach's name down on the birth certificate when the kid was born, despite there being no sort of blood or DNA test? So go back to season 4 when Zach got arrested for the child support stuff, and Jake, helped him get out, and the person from the courts, the DA or whoever it was, they said the child support's the reason you got arrested and the courts would do a DNA test. And I'm like, when are they going to do that? They never followed up on it. Because remember, Heather was like, I'm not giving you pay the child support and then I'm not going to give you my son's DNA. And it's like, but if he's Zach's son as you claim, then he's entitled to just the DNA test. And not to mention, if the courts demanded the DNA test before child support was even distributed, then make it make sense. Have the courts do an official DNA test. Yeah, Fatima did one, but like I said, do it officially, so there's no confusion and there's no doubt. I think that will put a lot of fans' minds at ease in regards to this situation with Michael. Now, I feel like this might happen season 7, but somehow I doubt it because based on the promo for next week, Heather looks like she's a little banged up and the paramedic is patching her up and she wants Fatima and Zach to leave immediately. But then, of course, the cop show talking about how there was a domestic violence or domestic situation that caused a commotion. So who knows what's going on. But regardless, Do you think another official DNA test between Zach and Michael and Heather needs to take place immediately? Do you think it will happen? Also, if Zach is not the father, what do you think is going to happen with Michael? I'll do a separate video on that. But with that being said, Zach recounting the events of that night in the strip club definitely reopens the case in terms of, yeah, I think we could be able to, you know, rightfully ask the question of, is Michael really that man's son, considering, you know, there are some factors Zach doesn't even remember. But you look at it from way back in season 1 as Zatima, my theory was Nathan was the dad. And then people were like, well, hey, look at Hayden. He kind of looks like little man too. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But we know that Hayden tried to represent Heather against Zach for child support. And apparently they never met before. Because if I remember correctly, Hayden said that he knows a guy from Chain Breakers that was talking about the situation. And then Hayden looked into it. And, you know, that's why he jumped on the case. But I think it would be funny, and look, this is quote unquote headcanon, but I think it would be hilarious if Hayden was the father and he didn't remember Heather, because I forgot her stripper name, but you know, when she's in the club, she's usually wearing like the colorful wigs and stuff. So it's quite possible that if Hayden had a night at the strip club, he could have been the one to hook up with Heather, but doesn't remember it. Or remember her because maybe he got drunk and didn't recognize it with the hair. But regardless, those are just my thoughts on the matter. You let me know your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.